Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. Thank you so much for joining me for another Planty video. So in January, I posted a video listing my wishlist plants that I was hoping to pick up throughout the year of 2022. And that was almost an entire year ago now, obviously. So now that we are at the end of the year, I thought that it'd be fun to go through that list and see which wish plants I actually acquired. I'm going to show them to you, give my thoughts on them a little bit, and which ones I didn't. And then for the second part of the video, I'm going to be giving you my wishlist plants for the year of 2023. Now, I don't have very many plants on my wish list right now, mostly because of, space. I've got a lot of plants, so I'm trying to keep it pretty slim. But I do have a few good ones, so yeah, I think that it's gonna be really fun. I love watching wishlist plant videos. I love seeing which plants people really love and want to add into their collections. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what is on your wish list for 2023. I would love to hear. Today's video is sponsored by Casetify, the world's most popular tech accessory brand, well known for their very cute and protective cases. I have been so excited about this because I have always wanted to try Casetify, and now that I have, I can tell y'all I will not be going back. One of the best things about Casetify is how you can really create the perfect phone case for your style. They have over 2,000 different prints to choose from. They work with artists worldwide, and it's just a very fun process picking everything out. This is one of the designs that I picked, and I am just in love with it. Like, look, oh my goodness, it is so cute. I really wanted something kind of dreamy and whimsical, and I feel like this just really nailed it. I love it so much. It has clouds and stars, and it's kind of pink and like subtly sparkly. There's also tons of customizations that you can make with Casetify. I just opted for a clear back and a black bumper for this one. You can see my black phone through it anyways, so I just really like the contrast of that. This also has 11.5 foot drop protection and utilizes their new EcoShock impact absorption technology. So it's perfect if you are clumsy like me. Let's test it out right now. All right. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, for my other one, I had to get one with my name on it. I have not put this one on yet, so let's do it together. This is one of their new bounce cases, so it has the extended corners so that your phone will just literally bounce when it hits the ground. I went for blue, of course, because I love blue. Oh my goodness, it's so cute! Okay, I'll have to put a shot in here where you're not getting so much of the reflection, but like so cute that it says my name. The bounce cases are extra protective. These are drop proof up to 21.3 feet, so these guys mean business. If you would like something more low-key, there are options for you as well. They have clear case options with UV Defender technology, preventing your case from turning yellow. This is their slimmest design yet, but doesn't compromise on comfy grip and tactile buttons. This one would be perfect if you are somebody who likes to keep your phone in your pocket or you like to keep it on you while exercising. Even with such a low profile design, Casetify has got your back. This one still exceeds military grade standard and has 6.6 foot drop protection. Casetify has many diverse and global partners like Matt Darling, a Canadian artist whose work I adore. Definitely recommend checking out those ones if you are into anything spooky or tattoo inspired. If you are interested in checking out Casetify for yourself or for a loved one, go to casetify.com/wildfern or click the link down below in the description for 15% off of your order. Thank you so much to Casetify for sponsoring today's video. Okay, we're just hopping right into going over my wish list for 2022. So I have my video that I posted in January pulled up. I will link it in the description box also if you're interested in watching that one. But there is 11, I think. Yeah, there's 11 plants on this list, and I ended up acquiring 6 of them, which I think is very good. Over half, like that is, I'm very happy with that. I really didn't think that I was going to get that many of them. And I actually did get another major wishlist plant in January. I had pre-ordered it in December, so I knew it was coming, which is why I guess it's not on this list. But that was my lovely Philodendron SP Silver, which I am so glad that I bought this plant, you guys. It is one of my favorites. It is a dream to grow. It is so freaking easy. It has sulfur on it, but yeah, it's massive now. So that was a wishlist plant that I did acquire that is not included on this list. Okay, so the first official plant on my wishlist for 2022 was Calathea rufibarba, which is the fuzzy Calathea. I think it's also known as the feather Calathea or something like that. I did not acquire this one and it's not really on my wish list anymore. I would like to have one day. I think that they're really cool, but just with the space I'm working with right now, it's just not one that I would want to give my prime real estate. You know what I'm saying? Like in the future, when I have more space, I would love to have one and grow it out to be big. I love any fuzzy plants, and I do want more calathea in my collection. So will I be getting it one day? You know, one of these years? Yes, I probably will be, but I'm not like actively trying to find it. The next one on the list was Syngonium macrophyllum Frosted Heart, and this is one that I would still absolutely love as well. I did not acquire it this year. I've honestly wanted this one for, this is like one of my OG wishlist plants. Like I have wanted this for probably 3 or 4 years. I never really see them for sale. It's never come up in a trade. I don't know, it's just never happened, and I'm okay with that. I'm not in like a huge rush to get one, but I will be very happy when I do get one. I know I was saying in this video that I really want to grow one up a plank or a moss pole or something. I've never had a Syngonium like that with like the big heart leaves. I just think they're so different and so cool, so I'm looking forward to growing that one day, but no, this was not the year. Okay, the next one on the list was Philodendron serpens, and I wanted this so bad, y'all, and I got it. I was so over the moon when I got this plant. I honestly couldn't believe it. It was gifted to me by a friend so generously, along with a bunch of other plants. I was so shocked. It was just like the sweetest little package ever, and it obviously contained one of my wishlist plants. So that was in the spring, I want to say, I think, and this is what he looks like today. Okay, we have had a rough go, this plant and I, but we're slowly figuring things out, and I am determined to grow this plant nicely because it is one of my absolute favorites. But we do have 4 leaves. Some of them are not looking so hot. He did have spider mites, and he is undergoing sulfur treatments right now, so that's what's all over the leaves. The leaves, like especially this one, like if this wasn't on it, this would be so dark and shiny and beautiful, so you'll just have to take my word for it. Fuzzy petioles, of course. Oh my goodness, I love him so much. And the most exciting part is that he is currently working on a new leaf. Yay, I'm so happy. Isn't it so cool how even the caterpillars are hairy on this plant? This plant is just the coolest thing ever. I love him so much, and I'm just so grateful that I have it. I can't even believe that I have it. So yeah, I'm going to continue to do my best growing him. Like I said, I feel like we're finally figuring it out. So hopefully once I get everything dialed in, he'll just, you know, be able to grow nicely and reach his fullest potential. Maybe not fullest, but fuller. Alright, the next one on my list was the Neon Pothos, which I forgot that this was even on my list, and I did not get it this year. I did not. I have had one in the past, and I guess I wanted to get another one, but I did not do that. I think that the reason I didn't get this is because I ended up doing my Wally Grow wall last spring, and I filled that with philodendron and a syndapsis, and in the middle I have a neon or a lemon lime philodendron, which is kind of like the trailing philodendron version of that plant. So I guess that's why I didn't go with the Neon Pothos, but I do really love them. I love pothos in general. I recently made a video all about my pothos. You can check that out to see all the pothos that I do have if you missed that one. But yeah, I do not have this one in my collection. I would probably get this again one day, but again, I'm not like actively looking for it right now. The next one on the list is the Maranta Silver Band, which again, I did not acquire, sadly, honestly. I just don't see these pop up. I actually did see a cutting of one pop up on Facebook, I think, but it just didn't look great. Like, it didn't even really look like a silver band, so I was just like, oh, like, I'll wait until something else comes up, and then nothing else ever came up, so I probably would have bought it if it was closer. It was in a different city, so I didn't end up grabbing it, but I probably would have just bought it if it was, like, in my area. This is one that's definitely still actively on my wish list. I love this plant. Whenever I see photos of it, I just like, oh my goodness, it is so pretty. I love Maranta, I love silver plants, so I just need to have this one, you know? And also the Maranta, the black one. Maranta Black? Black Maranta? I'm not sure, but it is the dark one, and that one is just so gorgeous as well. Okay, the next one that was on my wish list was the Anthurium pallidiflorum, and I cannot believe that I'm saying this, but I did acquire it, and it was sent to me by North Shore Tropicals. I was so shook when I opened that package. I did an unboxing on that as well. But here he is, and he is massive. Oh my goodness, if you've been on my channel, I'm sure you have seen this plant before because it is my baby. But yes, he has these massive belt leaves, and look at, oh my goodness, they're velvety, like so gorgeous. I am just in love with this plant. Yeah, these are like 21, 22 inches long, these longer leaves on him. This one is probably longer than that, honestly. Yeah, this was definitely one of my favorite acquisitions of 2022. He's gonna need to be repotted at some point actually, because he's still just in this cup and he has a lot of roots in there. Very low maintenance anthurium. I've talked about this a lot before. He's just so easy, and I'm honestly shocked at the ease of care for this plant. I thought it was going to be a lot trickier than it actually is, but he has been an absolute dream to grow. Yeah, just a great plant. I'm so glad that I have that one, and I 100% recommend it. Okay, the next one on my list is the Philodendron 69686. And I did not acquire this one this year. Yeah, it just never happened. I don't know. I wasn't really actively seeking it out. If somebody had one for trade, then I probably would have traded for one. Just because this philodendron is different, the shape of the leaf and everything is quite different than anything else. But something happened this year, and that was that the UPI entered the market at a more affordable price. So I think that I would honestly go for the UPI over the 69686, just since they're attainable now. Like, you know, I might as well. So I don't know if 69686 would still be something I would go for. Like, I would definitely want one or the other, not both, just because of space reasons. And I would probably go with the UPI. I don't know. If someone has both, leave a comment below and let me know which one you would recommend. The next one on my list was Hoya obovata variegata, and I got this one and I'm so happy about it. So here he is. Look at this little cutie pie. I actually potted this not long ago. So I received this. I think it was rooted. Yeah, it had roots, but I kept it in water for a while, and it grew even more roots. And then I decided to try it out in leca. I was so excited. I got myself a new bag of leca, and I was like, I'm trying leca again, even though I've only had bad experiences, except for like one experience, maybe two. But I decided to try it in leca, and it promptly rotted. So I had to completely reroot this plant in water, and I was very concerned that I was gonna lose it, because I was like, no, like I got this wishlist plant. Like, why would I put it in leca? What a dum-dum. So here we are today. I rerooted it and potted it up not too long ago. It had this funky leaf starting to come in even when it was rooting, and it just never really, like, it still just looks weird. It never really turned into a nice full leaf. I am going to be treating this with the sulfur. I'm just assuming that all my Hoya and all my plants, honestly, have flat mites. But yeah, really excited for when this actually starts growing nicely for me. It does have, you can see it's going to put a new vine out right from there. I don't know if you can, the camera like doesn't want to focus, but there's a little nub that's coming, so there is going to be new growth happening, which is very exciting to see, because this is just, obviously it was one of my wishlist plants. Like, I love it and I can't wait for it to grow. I love Hoya obovata. Even my regular one has really been taking off lately, and it just makes me so happy. They're just the coolest leaves ever. So yeah, really happy about that guy. Okay, the next one is a big one, and I'm honestly so surprised that I was able to get it. Like, I still can't believe that I have it, because this was on my wish list since I started collecting plants, and that is the variegated Thanksgiving cactus. So Thanksgiving cactus was actually one of the first plants that really made me appreciate plants and got me into plants. That one and my Marble Queen Pothos. So Thanksgiving cactus has always had a really special place in my heart, and as soon as I found out, you know, years ago, that there was a variegated version, I was like, oh my goodness, like I must have that. So I was on wait lists for years and years, and nothing ever happened. I never knew anyone with one. I never had seen them listed anywhere. And then, my friends, I was blessed in a trade. I'll link down below all of the, I think I have pretty much like unboxings or hauls for all of these plants that I'm listing, so I will link those all down below in the description box. But oh my goodness, you guys. Here she is. She has sulfur on her, of course. I cannot let the flat mites bother her. But oh my goodness, I am so in love with this plant. You guys don't even know. Like, I am obsessed with her. Look at that variegation. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, the Soltec light is putting in work. Like, wow. She is just so beautiful. So my plan for this plant, and look how rooted she is. My plan for this plant is to get her to grow out and get established with the help of grow lights. And then I'm probably going to, once she's like a full plant, I'm probably going to move her just to natural light so she can kind of go get into her rhythm of like her blooming seasons and everything. Because if you just keep these under grow lights, then they're likely not going to bloom for you. They need longer periods of darkness and coolness and everything. So that's why I have her under a grow light right now. But that's not going to be like her forever home. So yeah, just really excited that she's already grown so much and she's doing so well. Yeah, I was very worried that something was going to happen to this plant after I got it. I was really babying it, but it seems to be just as hardy as the green one, so I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, this is definitely my, like, I don't want to pick favorites, but I could not believe that I was getting this plant after years of wanting it. I really could not believe it. So yeah, one last look at her. She is beautiful, amazing, and yeah, I'm so happy. Okay, the next plant on my list was Begonia Amphioxus. I wanted this plant so bad as well, and again, I just never saw them for sale. I just never saw them around, so I thought that it was very slim chances that I was gonna get one. But once again, I got it in a trade. Actually, the last 4 plants I'm showing you, so the variegated obovata, the variegated Thanksgiving cactus, the Amphioxus, and then the one I'm going to show you next, were all traded to me by the same person. So she really just like ticked off, you know, half my wish list for the year, which was just amazing. So here is my Begonia Amphioxus. She is getting quite large. I really need to repot her. Like, she's in this tiny little thing and it dries out so much. But this plant is very tolerant of my neglect, which is, you know, very surprising to me because I thought, you know, oh, it's a begonia, it's going to be more difficult, but no, she enjoys her bright light. She enjoys living in the cabinet, although I do hear that these can do well in regular room humidity. I have not tried that yet. She's just always easily fit in the Millsbow wide, so that's why she lives in there. Oh my goodness, she's blooming, or she's trying to. Oh my gosh, how cute. There's like a little tiny flower. Can you see that? I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there's a little tiny flower there. Yeah, she's actually bloomed for me a couple of times. Oh, I just love the leaves that have like really dark red. So pretty. I've cut this plant a few different times. I put some cuttings in my coffin terrarium for Halloween, and yeah, it's been such an easy plant, honestly. And I thought it was going to be difficult, but I'm very pleasantly surprised that it is not. And like I said, I haven't repotted it since I got it, so I really need to do that. She definitely has some like crispy leaves, and she's definitely lost a lot of leaves just because of my underwatering, which is, you know, I need to get her into a different pot so she's not drying out so often. But anyways, yeah, love this one so much, and yeah, I just cannot believe that not only do I have this plant, but I have like a whole freaking bush of it. Like, are you kidding me? Ugh, it is just so cool. I need to get this on a better stake too. Man, I love begonia. What a cool genus. Okay, and the last plant on this wish list was the fernleaf cactus, which, like I said, I did acquire through this trade as well. And here it is. I feel like I never show this plant, and I don't know why. I think because I don't really have a great spot for it. I need to find a better spot for it because she really deserves to be shown off. Like, oh, it is just so pretty, and I love jungle cactus. And I just love how this one looks like it has like, you know, like the kind of like palm shaped leaves. Wow, the aerial roots on the back are so crazy. Look at that. So cool. I would honestly be shook if she bloomed for me one day, so that would just be so cool. Like I said, I'm just a really big fan of jungle cactus and ripsalis and things like that, so yeah, very excited that I have this one. I also think that I need to repot her already too because she dries out really quickly. She's kind of thirsty, honestly, especially in this terracotta pot, but very easy, low maintenance plant. If you have a rickrack cactus, the care is pretty much exactly the same. it's kind of like same plant, different shape, you know? And I miss my rickrack cactus. I had one for years and it turned into a big basket, and then I got rid of it when I moved. So yeah, at least I have this one now. Such a cool plant. I feel very lucky and very grateful for all of the plants that I received this year. And I do feel quite content with where my collection is at. I have so many plants, more in fact than I would like to have. I'm probably going to be downsizing soon. But I also have such a variety of plants, and I feel like that's something that has become more important to me as the years kind of go on. I love trying out different plants, and now I've picked up, you know, a few more carnivorous plants, and I've really been appreciating my succulents, especially when they're blooming. And I have some lipstick plants now, like things that I didn't really have in my collection that I kind of acquired this year. So yeah, I feel really good about it. I'm very grateful. So even if I didn't get any more plants, I would be just very happy. However, like I said, I do have a few on my wish list that I would like to add to my collection at some point. So I will start off with the first one, which I have mentioned recently, and it is the Philodendron Orange Marmalade, which I am currently obsessed with. I wish that there was more photos, like on Instagram. There really isn't that much of it. This plant apparently also goes by Philodendron Quadcolor and I think Philodendron Autumn Queen, but it basically looks similar to a painted lady, but it gets much bigger. It has bigger leaves and it has more elongated leaves, and the leaves look more like a deep orange when they come in. It is so pretty, and I love my painted lady. It's one of my favorite plants, so when I saw the orange marmalade, I was instantly like, yes, I would love to grow that plant. So I've scoured the internet, and I cannot find it for sale at any plant shops that ship to where I am in Canada, unfortunately. But, you know, I'm trying to tell myself I'm not in any rush, so I will just get it when I get it, and yeah, I am excited for that day. Hopefully it will happen in 2023. But, you know, we shall see. But that's probably at the very top of my wish list currently. And then the second plant that is on my wish list that I have been obsessing over as of late is the variegated Aglaonema commutatum, or the Aglaonema Manila's Pride. It goes by both of those names, and maybe more. You never know with plants. Anyways, this is a beautifully variegated Aglaonema, and it's kind of one of those plants that are interesting because it's like the uncommon version of a common plant, which I think is very fun. It's similar to my Thanksgiving cactus, you know, not similar to it, but a similar concept in that this is like the Thanksgiving cactus is such a common plant, but the variegated version just is so cool. So yeah, that's one that I've really been wanting. I also do want the Silver Bay Aglaonema as well. I don't have any Aglaonema right now. I've only had, I think, one in the past, and I think it did fine. But I'm really not familiar with the care on them. I'm assuming it's going to be straightforward, but yeah, we shall see. Anyways, that's one that I really want. I just think that they're so beautiful. They are pretty hard to find. I've seen a couple listed, but yeah, they seem to be quite few and far between. Leave me a comment down below if you have one. I would love to know. The next thing on my list is an orchid. I really want to try out an orchid. Yes, I have my vanilla orchid and I have my, what are they called? Jewel orchids. But I really want like a Phalaenopsis orchid, like a more traditional orchid. I've never had one before, but I really want to try one out. First of all, I love plants that bloom. Like, I'm really learning that about myself. Anything that blooms, I'm obsessed. It makes me so happy when my plants are blooming. Like, it is just the coolest thing ever. So I think that I'll really enjoy having an orchid.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, Siri thought I was talking to it and it's just recording everything that I'm... Go away. Anyways, I was watching Albo Plants the other day, which is one of my absolute favorite YouTube channels. Y'all need to go check it out. But she did a video on Phalaenopsis orchid care, and I left a comment saying that I really want to get an orchid this year. And she suggested to me to start with a mini orchid because they're just as beautiful, but they take up less space. And I was like, genius, like absolutely, that's what I should do. So apparently there is a mini orchid with mottled leaves called Phalaenopsis odorian. So Honestly, that sounds great to me. I literally know nothing about Phalaenopsis. I googled it and I couldn't really find much on it, and I definitely couldn't find any for sale. So I don't know if it goes by another name, or I don't know how I'm supposed to find that. If y'all are orchid people, let me know in Canada, specifically if you are an orchid person in Canada and you've ordered orchids before, let me know where are the shops that I need to order from. Like how does this work? I don't know anything about the orchid world, but leave me any orchid shop recommendations that will ship to me down below, because I guess I'm on the hunt for a mini orchid now. I'll be very excited to go on that adventure because I feel like orchids are just, I don't know, they're so interesting and different and something new to learn about. So I'm very excited about the possibility of that. And then next on my list is a string of pearls. This has been low-key on my wish list for a long time. I have had one string of pearls in the past. It died of mealybugs. Well, mostly it died of I let it die when it had mealybugs because they wouldn't go away. I was a new plant parent and I didn't really know much, but before that happened, I loved this string of pearls. I remember I was always staring at it. It was hanging in front of a window and it was so pretty. And whenever I see other people's string of pearls, I'm just like, oh my goodness, yes, exactly. Like they are just so, so gorgeous. I love the way that they look. I know that it's a common plant, but I don't know. I just appreciate them so much. I feel like it is such a cool vibe. And I kind of feel like they had their moment on Instagram in like, you know, 2018, 2019, but I don't really see them anymore. Like what happened to all the string of pearls? I don't know, but I would love to get one. I would love to have like a big basket of one, but obviously I don't really have the space for that right now, so I'll probably just get a small one. I would be happy with the green one or the variegated one. Maybe I should just start with the green one though. Oh yeah, I also had a cutting of the variegated one like right before I moved here, like a year and a half ago. I had a cutting of the variegated one and it promptly died on me, which was so, so sad. Anyways, next on my list is a Hoya, the only Hoya on my list. There are more Hoya that I want, but I tried to just pick one. And this is one that I had saved on my wish list. I have like a saved folder for wishlist plants on Instagram. And every time I see the photos of it, I'm just like, oh my goodness. And it is the Hoya praetorii. And this Hoya is the blooms. It's the blooms, my friends. They are so, so magnificent. The orange, fuzzy, fluffy, like honestly, everything that I want in a Hoya bloom. They're just so unique. The way that they hang looks so cool. Like I don't know all of the proper Hoya terms, but I just love everything about the whole blooming situation of this Hoya. It is just like so, oh my gosh, I'm losing my voice. I have been filming for a while. It is just so, so freaking cool. I don't really see them around. I don't think they're like super expensive. At least I could find some US sellers and they didn't look really expensive, but I couldn't find any in Canada. So if you have the info of where I can get one of these in Canada, again, let me know. Yeah, just such a cool Hoya. They are a thin-leafed Hoya, which I think is fine. I know some people don't like thin-leafed Hoya. I think that they're cool, and I think it's kind of like a cool contrast between the thin-leaf Hoya and then the really dramatic blooms. I have a Hoya multiflora, which is a thin-leafed Hoya, and again, I wanted that one for the blooms, and it hasn't bloomed for me yet, but I'm so excited for when it does. The next one on my wish list, I decided to put the silver band Maranta back on this list because it's the one plant I think that I picked from last year's wish list to carry over to this year, because I don't know, like I said, I just really want this one. Yeah, that's all I can really say. I've already talked about it, so I'm not gonna go on and on, but yeah, I would love to have the silver band Maranta. And then the last plant on my wish list is the Begonia melanobalata / Begonia ferox, because I would be happy with either of them. In my this or that video that I posted a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that I had learned that one of the major differences between the ferox and the melanobalata is that the melanobalata has hairs that come off of the like points, and the ferox doesn't have the hairs, so it's kind of cool. Like obviously I like hairy plants, so that one would be kind of cool, but the ferox is honestly just as magnificent looking, so I would love either of them. Just any kind of spiky begonia is up my alley. So I don't know if I'll be able to get that one this year, but if I could, I would be very happy. They're just so cool and so unique. I do have my Begonia dracopelta, which is like a similar vibe, but it's not pointy, but it does have like the weird things on the leaf. I absolutely love that one, which is why I want one of these spiky ones even more, because I've just had a great experience growing that one and it brings me a lot of joy. So yeah, Hopefully eventually I can add one of those two to my collection. I also wanted to ask if anybody has both of them or has had experience with both of them. Let me know which one you prefer and which one is, like, if you've had a better experience with one of them, because I don't know which one I should go for, the Milano Ballata or the Ferrex. So yeah, leave me a comment down below if you have any information or guidance on that. Anyways, I think that that brings me to the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Again, let me know what your wishlist plant for 2023 is down below in the comments. Also, don't forget to check out Casetify in the description box down below if you are interested in some super cool phone cases. Thank you so much again to Casetify for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel for more Planty content, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!